What's up, guys? Welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Alex. I'm Alex, and this is r/Am I the Butthole? This weekend's been kind of crazy. Getting exhausted because dealing with finals for my class, so kind of a little exhausted, but hey, I'm still here to give content. By the way, thanks for the love from our first video. I really do hope you guys enjoy the new channel and enjoy more as I put out more content. Without further ado, let's get into the stories. Am I the butthole for ignoring work calls and messages? I've been working at this for about a year now. When I first started working here, I didn't have any of the issues I had. Lately, things have been different. We have rumors of our company closing or changing completely, which led to a period of time where we didn't work as much. We did the bare minimum, but lately, I've barely had any time to finish my task. Our team has to work without weekends. We started having projects that we normally don't take. I wondered a lot as if why we would accept such projects as they are not in our field. Then, I started to get even more tasks that I literally have no idea how to do. For example, I've been asked to find new employees. Funny how we have an HR, but they demand me to do some of her duties. This led me to find out that this was actually for a different company that our boss opened. Our boss already had another company, but this one is new. With the second company, I have the same issue. I'm not hired there, but my manager makes me do tasks from second company. Now I'm forced to do it for the third company as well. This is not why I'm angry. I found out through a coworker that all the projects we have been doing was for the third company. I was lied to. Liar! Liar! I am unable to complete tasks for my actual job that I'm hired at because of the workload. Yet, I've been scolded many times for not completely being on time. When I found out, I was obviously angry. I didn't realize how angry I was until I started to feel sick. I feel exhausted, tired, heart racing. My blood pressure has been going up this week. I've never had blood pressure issues, so I took a sick leave. The issue is my coworkers are in a similar situation than I am. They have been completing their tasks without saying anything. I have not been replying to anyone, not picking up phone calls. I usually never do this even when sick. I even got a text saying, "You're not even that sick," from my manager. I don't know what the rest says because I didn't open it. I bet she is demanding I come to work tomorrow. By the way, I haven't been going to work for 4 days. Through social media, I discovered that the third company's event is today. They had so much work to do, yet I am not helping them whatsoever. Not just helping, but I let my job stand still for a whole week. In this instance, OP is working 2 other jobs for 2 other companies, yet they can't find the employees to do it for their own company. So the boss for this one is making him work harder. Not that it's bad or anything, but he doesn't work for those other 2 companies. Why is he doing the extra work? Something here doesn't add up. I mean, if I have to get it to him, OP gets a 0 out of 5 buttholes, while the new boss, he definitely gets a 4 out of 5 for jumping all that extra work on 2 other companies that he opened and are not paying them extra, if that's the case, or if he's just giving them extra workload for no reason when he has 2 other companies that could do the same thing. Am I the butthole for leaving a vacation I planned for my girlfriend after her friend came along? My girlfriend, Sarah, 29, and I, male, 28, have been dating for 5 years, and I wanted to go on vacation with her to celebrate. I planned the trip for several months. Of course, I shared my plans with her, and decided on skiing, snowboarding, other winter activities in Colorado. The activities seemed perfect, and I was looking forward to this for months because I wanted to propose to her at the end of the trip. 5 days before the trip, Sarah dropped the ball on me that she invited 2 of her friends to meet her there. I was upset because I wanted to spend one-on-one time with Sarah for our anniversary. I feel like it was plain and clear that this trip was for just us. Even though I expressed my concerns, Sarah insisted that her friends already made plans to come and won't back out. I decided to accept this because there was no way for me to force her friends to not come. I wish I had fought more on this. I figured we could make some changes to our plans, and I would still be able to propose to her privately. Sarah essentially blew me off for her friends and we didn't get any private time. After 3 days of being in second place, I decided to leave the trip and head home. I told Sarah why I was leaving, and she was upset. She told her friends about my decision, and I was ganged up on. They said we were all having a great time. She thinks I'm being a jerk for making her pick between her friends and me, even though her friends weren't invited in the first place. I never had a personal issue with her friends prior to this trip. I never made Sarah pick between me or her friends, because everyone needs friends outside of a relationship. I'm at home now, and thinking about everything. I have a day to myself before Sarah comes home, so at least I get to relax a bit. Sarah and her friends think I'm overreacting and think I ruined the trip. I think Sarah was disrespectful and rude to me by ruining the purpose of this trip and having her friends gang up on me. Am I the butthole for leaving a vacation I planned for my girlfriend after her friends came along? So you guys had an open conversation about this whole trip. She knew the plans, you made the plans, never was there talk about friends coming along. From the title of the story, I believe, no, you are not the butthole. If I had to give you a score, it'd be a 0 out of 5. You guys planned this whole trip together. She knew the plans, you knew the plans. Never was there mention of friends. I give her 3 out of 5 buttholes. No. I'm gonna go ahead and give her 5 out of 5 buttholes because you guys made these plans, she knew it, you knew it, and on a last minute whim, she decides to bring her friends. That's kind of rude. As far as you said from the story, it doesn't even sound like they paid a portion to go there. Yeah, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes, she gets 5 out of 5. Am I the butthole for being mad that one of my friend's dog chewed through my shoe? I, female, no ages for personal privacy, went swimming at my local pool with one of my friends, also female, on Friday last week. At one point, the two of us got hungry, so we went to her house to get snacks to last us until we got home. I had decided I would bring the clothes I wore over my swimsuit on the way to the pool to her house so I wouldn't need to carry as much when we were going home. We were planning on going back to the pool with snacks. I had left my shoes and clothes on an end table in her living room and forgot to bring them home when we came back from the pool. At some point, my things had gotten knocked off the end table, and one of her dogs had gotten a hold of them and chewed through the heel. They were still wearable when I got them back from her, but the vinyl outer layer on the heel was completely chewed through to the material underneath, and there were visible chew marks on the heel. I don't want to sound like I'm being outrageous, because they're only shoes, but they are an $80 pair of heels, and I believe the most expensive shoes I own. I usually buy shoes when they're on sale, but I paid full price for these. I'm not exactly sure if I even had the right to be mad over this, but this isn't the first time. I left something at her house, and for one reason or the next, it's been completely ruined when I got it back. When I tried to confront her about my shoes, she told me that it was my fault. I left them on the floor and that I know her dogs. I don't know where to go from here, and no one I've talked to has given me advice on this situation. Okay, now, this one to me is a toss-up. You said this has happened multiple times. She also knows her dogs chew. To be honest, in this story, both of you the butthole. One, because you're mad at her for shoes that got chewed, which is understandable. I'm not saying don't be mad, because I've seen it happen. We have 3 dogs in our household. One does love to chew. Shoes and toys are what this dog likes to chew. But you knew what was going to happen. You said it's happened before. You're at fault for leaving your shoes when you know exactly what's going to happen if a dog can get in reach of it. She's also the butthole because she also knows that her dogs chew things, and to come sort of at you saying that you left them on the floor just so that way it's your fault, not hers. You both are like a 50-50 shot. I'm going to give you both 3 out of 5 buttholes just because you both know the situation. Am I the butthole for only talking to my 28 female coworker, 58 female about work, and nothing else? This woman on another shift, I only worked 2 hours max with her, is threatening to report me for bullying. Her exact reasoning was because I don't strike up any conversation with her. If I'm ever working with someone that I don't like, a pretty rare occurrence, I keep it strictly professional. I'll only talk to them if it's about work. I won't go out of my way to talk to them, but if I'm working in the same area, I'll say hi and bye. This is what is currently happening with this woman, but I don't think I'm bullying her. I'm not rude to her. I don't ignore her. I'll give her updates about work and ask her questions about work. Reply and answer her work-related questions, but I don't talk to her about life outside of work. I say hi and bye to her, and that's pretty much it. I'm not at work to make friends, nor do I want to be fake or two-faced. I just want to work my shift and go home. Forget about work. I still talk and joke with my coworkers. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to waste my energy on pretending to care about their weekend or their life outside of work. If I don't like someone, am I the butthole? Some people would say you're the butthole, but some people, and I've worked with some people like that, they want to keep it professional. Hi, bye, we don't need to talk about our life outside of work. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's kind of stupid on her part that she wants to file bullying against you, which makes no sense because you're not bullying, you're being professional. Hi, bye, let's talk about work. That's it. Sometimes people don't need to talk about their personal lives to other people. Some people don't want to hear it. Some people do. Like she said, she's there to strictly work and be professional. She'll joke with you a little bit, but that's it. I'll give OP 0 out of 5 buttholes because she has a standard she wants to live to, and she's not wrong for doing that. The one who's trying to report for bullying, I'll give you 2.5 out of 5. I think it's a little ridiculous that you want to report for bullying, but I get that sometimes. Sometimes people like to just strike up conversations, even if it's about outside life. But at the same time, reporting for bullying is kind of lowballing. That makes no sense to be doing that. I'm at the butthole for yelling at some kids to stop spraying me and my stuff with water. I was recently at a hotel. These teens, I think like 9 to 14, had sprayed water toys, which is fine as long as they're not spraying people who are not interested or not even in the pool. Keep in mind, I was a fair bit away from the pool, so to hit me, it has to be deliberate or very bad luck, and it is especially hard to hit my stuff as it is behind the chair and table. The first time they slightly got us wet, so someone else, another person who was not with me, said be careful after they hit us, and I did nothing but continue to read, trying to ignore it. The second time, they covered my iPad and other possessions with a lot of water. I jumped, and the others I'm with made noise, and the kids looked over and acknowledged it. It's still, I did not say anything as I thought they would not do it, again after realizing they were hitting us. Not even 30 seconds after the kids sprayed water on us again, so I yelled out, "Stop it," as an automatic reaction, as they hit us again and hit all of us after aiming. I saw them aiming at us, but didn't say anything in time. I did nothing else, but I did say sorry. I don't mean to yell, please just stop spraying us with water. I just wanted to enjoy my vacation, and I did apologize after yelling. I did not mean to get so upset. I was just worried about my iPad and other stuff that was not waterproof. About 1 minute later, an adult they were with, I believe the mom, came over and started to berate me and called me a butthole for yelling at her kids. Another person I was with tried to calm the situation down, so I did not say anything as I did not want it to escalate, but she kept calling me a butthole. I said nothing, and she kept on berating me for a few minutes then left. Not once saying anything to her kids or about her kids' behavior. Am I the butthole for yelling at the kids to stop purposely spraying water on me and the people sitting with me after they aimed for my iPad and possessions? Some problems nowadays. Parents don't want to say anything to their kids. You're not the butthole. Just because you asked them twice in the story to stop. They did not. You yelled. You're right. The mom who walked over and decided to raise you? She had no right. Not to mention she rated you but not said anything to her kids who were pretty much spoiled. You definitely get 0 out of 5 buttholes. The kids and mom get 5 out of 5. Just because you can't yell at somebody else and not say a thing to your kids. That makes no sense. I mean, come on. Who does that? Like, correct your kids. Especially in a community type pool. Am I the butthole for refusing to give my coworkers rides? I work for my dad doing general construction and sometimes building cabinets. Somewhere around a year ago, he hired John. John didn't have a car when my dad hired him and relied on rides from other people. And my dad knew this. My dad tells me that I have to start picking John up at 9 o'clock every morning at the convenience store. He's dropped off by the bus before work, and I drop him off at his place across town after work. I thought that it blows, but I didn't really question it or think twice about it. 6 or so months go by, and John finally gets himself a car. He has it for 2 months before driving up a pole in it. He says that he's going to immediately save up the $2 to $3 grand that the replacement parts are going to cost him. Here we are, 6 months later, and he still hasn't fixed the car. John started getting his brother to pick him up from work, but I'm still stuck picking him up before work. My parents and I have gotten into countless arguments about this. My argument is that since my dad hired John knowing that he didn't have a car, he should be responsible for giving him rides. My parents argue that since it's only 2 miles from work, that it shouldn't be a big deal and that my dad has places he needs to be at 9 every morning. Am I the butthole refusing to give him rides from this point forward? Edit. Just to clarify, John reimburses me weekly for gas. The good note, he reimburses you. You're not just left hanging with the gas. You know, so that's one good thing. Are you the butthole? No. You know, I'll give you 0 out of 5 just because even though you argue with your parents about it, you still show up. You still give them rides, which is better than most people would do, and you still take them home. So you're doing the kindly thing. I get the arguing with your parents because your dad, who definitely gets I'll say 3.5 out of 5 buttholes, you are not wrong. Your dad hired him knowing that he didn't have a car. Nope, that's it. They'll say no just because you need to get your own ride to get to work. You're not wrong for standing your ground. I gave your dad 3.5 because what he did was wrong about hiring the person. The only reason I don't give him a full 5 is just because I guess he was helping somebody get a job, regardless if he knew or not. And he didn't want the guy to miss an opportunity. Thanks for watching this video. And if you liked it, why don't you go ahead and hit the like button. And if you enjoy the content, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you get notifications when I upload a new video. I'm Uncle Alex, and thank you for watching.